hold up. Making space, making space. Hold up, making space on PC. Hold up, we're almost out of space. Clearly, I have not bought an external hard drive to back up all our older reacts, but it's okay. They're on YouTube. It's okay. They're on YouTube. It's okay. We can just delete them all later. All right, let me get music. How you guys doing? Yo? Yo. No, no, not stalling, not stalling. I hope you have an awesome stream. Oh, you're gonna be sleeping? No, it's okay, OG. I know it's pretty late for you guys. No, it's all good, dude. Don't worry, I have it right here. And just pop out chat. Just pop out chat. Ah, shit. Alright. And then open up my notepad. Heads up, I think today we might just be reading 5 chapters. So it is going to be a short stream. Yeah, no, today I was probably only able to do 5. But before that, make sure I have everything set up. Alright. We're gonna jump straight into the chapter, okay? Because today should hopefully be a big day.
Tonight, Gammon joins the hunt.
Ooh. Ooh, it's gonna be good, right? They're gonna fight. They better fight. He better fight them. They better team up. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. All I'm gonna say, it better happen. It better happen. All right, I'm gonna just play our music, and then we'll continue, okay? Start from up here. All right, timestamp. You know what? We're not even gonna do intros today, man. We're just going straight into the chapter. The hype is already here, dude. I'm pumped. I'm ready. Let me get my timestamp out the way. I'm excited, dude. I really hope they fight. I really hope the fight happens within the next 5 chapters, because today we're only doing 5 chapters. Yeah, it's gonna be a short stream. But I'm crossing my fingers. I'm praying to the full that it happens. So, right away, I'm going to lower the volume on my end. On my end, I'm going to lower this right away. I'm going to have a tab open for our song. Hit this right here. Look, I'm going to have the song ready. I'm having this song ready in case the fight happens already. So, I think we're good. We're locked and loaded. All right, let's start. I'll put the volume a little bit higher for you guys. Hope you guys are having a good day, by the way. Wait, before I start reading it, chapter 526 is called Dream of Eternity. Are you guys ready? The Rorstead Archipelago was the Lowen Kingdom's governing branch of Central Sonia Sea. Similarly, it was a key diocese of the Church of Storms that a high-ranking Decon who was part of the Council of Cardinals permanently stationed here. Now the music is way too low. Of course, even a pirate-level admiral might not be able to stir such a powerful figure into action, much less when it's dealt with a second mate at boatswain. As a result, it was left to Decon Cordoba Roy, who happily accepted the order and led 2 mandated punchers team to activate sealed artifact 237 and 2166. They lay in ambush at a distance from 15 Amiris Avenue in order to be absolutely safe. From I can't even pronounce his location, dude. From Cordoba. No, we did not read this part already. Did we? No, we didn't. No, we read until 526. Yeah, this is, look, last chapter, he wore a black coat, his eyebrows yellow and dark blue, his facial features. No, no. Yeah, we read the entrance of... Yeah, no, look, he rushed to 15th Avenue. No, I haven't read this. When you get 255 mixed up by accident. No, yeah, so remember, I I was going to read 256 by accident, but we went back and we read 57. No, yeah, we haven't read this one. Yeah, I haven't read this. Like, I'm kind of skimming through it a bit. The Ned's trapped by. Yeah, no. We're good. You only read the first line. Yeah, we read the first line, and then that's when you guys said like, "Oh, you read this part." Okay, I thought you meant like I read the whole chapter. Okay, no, we're good. Okay, yeah. So I remember we only read the beginning of this before you guys told me we skipped a chapter. They lay in ambush at a distance of 15 Emirs Avenue in order to be absolutely safe. From Cordoba of Roy's perspective, a team of mandated punchers with 2 sealed artifacts was enough to deal with a group of pirates consisting of steel and blazing dinets, but the latter's intentions of keeping an eye on his pursuers' whereabouts caused him to worry. Instinctively, he felt that there was a problem, so he called for an additional team of mandated punchers. Actually, just having 237 is sufficient. While they waited, Cordoba? I cannot pronounce his location. Evening. Cord Roy suddenly signed. In his opinion, this sealed artifact will be the Nightmare of Steel, Blazing and Company. He closed his eyes and the corresponding information appeared in his mind. Number 37. Name, Dream of Eternity. Oh. Danger, Grade 2. So the chapter is the name of the sealed artifact. Dream of Eternity? Danger, Grade 2 Dangers. It has to be used with care and moderation. It can only be applied for operation that requires 3 or more people at a decan or diocese bishop. Security classification, bishop, team captain, and above. Sealed method, place it in boiling water. Description, and it has the appearance of a heart. What? It has the appearance of a heart. It's black in color, feels ice cold to the touch, and is filled with holes, often making a sound like a flute. This item originates from a primitive tribe in West Balham of the southern continent. They have spirit warlocks and their leaders and are nocturnal. A lone army company conquer the tribe, receive the object they revered. Oh my god, I can't read. I'm so sorry. On the altar in the week they followed, there was the cases of soldiers acting abnormally, going mad, committing suicide, and so on. Researchers show that as long as one comes into contact with this item, they will enter a long dream. If not awoken by someone else, one will forever remain in that illusionary world. On the surface, they would appear frustrated, fearful, and confused. One's mental and biological states will gradually change. What does biological, like they physically change? The researchers who were awakened were still unable to tell the difference between reality and dreams for a long time, which led to a series of tragic events, including but not limited to expressing love to their superiors, kissing the mouth of venomous snake, suffering from depression, undressing and running naked, and attempting to bathe in boiling water. If they weren't transferred to another city, the only possible outcome would be madness and suicide. This item can be used, causing all creatures within the target surrounding to fall into the same dream. What? So crazy. The user can choose the target to a certain extent and exclude companions. The effective radius is a maximum of 50 meters. Beyond that would be the burden to the user tremendously, dealing with severe and mental damage. The user will enter the state of being unable to distinguish reality from dreams after the matter, and will have to leave the city where 237 is located for any chance of recovery. Many examples, see Appendix 6, show that even without contact, this item can affect the surrounding population greatly unless it's placed in boiling water. Appendix 1 is similar to the effects of Nightmare from the Evernight Pathway, but it's more prevalent and uncontrollable. Example 1, a keeper once forgot to add charcoal, causing the fire to go out and the temperature of the boiling water to drop. He soon had an abnormal reaction. He was suspected to be dreaming of a beloved girl of his. He began to make a passionate confession to his glove and tried to engage in a relationship beyond that of a friendship with it. Example 2, as his thoughts churned, Cordoba, Roy suddenly saw blazing dinets, the Golden Dream's 4th boatswain, come to this point of contact to collect information. He gestured with his hand, signaling the mandated punchers to open a golden box engraved with numerous symbols and magic labels before taking out sealed artifact 237, which was soaked in boiling water. The golden box contained another sealed artifact 2166. It could maintain the original temperatures of the object inside, and to a certain extent, it could change the weather, producing sun-holy water rain. Of course, it also had very negative effects, otherwise the mandated punchers would have long used it to seal 237 instead of using it as temporary trick. The most unacceptable negative effect was that no matter what object remained in prolonged contact with, it would become infected with the characteristics of life, and it would also piously believe in the eternal blazing sun. With the mandated punchers, a table had already appeared that sang the praises of the eternal blazing sun every day, and there was a candle that wished to light itself every second to purify everything. In response, the The irascible mandated punchers had turned the table into a pile of firewood, and they had lit it using the aforementioned candle. Seeing figures appear one by one and dashing towards 15 Amiris Avenue, I cannot pronounce his name, man. Corb Roy didn't hesitate to press his right hand down, ordering the team members beside him to activate Sealed Artifact 237. An illusionary fish scale immediately appeared on the surface of the member's palm, and he directly grabbed Sealed Artifact that resembled a pitch-black heart out of the boiling water. The melodious sounds of a flute rang out, and dense darkness enveloped the house of 15 Amirs Avenue. The scene before adventure John Smith remained the same. It was still the bare, unfurnished living room and the black-cloaked blazing the nets. He didn't appear like he was in a dream. They ran over with all their might, fired, and used their own abilities to successfully injure Blazing and capture the famous pirate who had a bounty of 3,000 pounds and was involved with the Key of Death. However, in the real world, they were sitting with their legs up or swimming with their arms outstretched, or using their fingers as guns with their mouths making sounding effects. What? Move out. Corb Roy left his hiding place and rushed to the house of 15 Amirs Avenue. The other mandated punchers team members were divided into two groups and began encircling the house from different positions. Before Corbdo arrived at the living room, it was already bright lit as if the sun was rising. Holy, pure water dripped down like rain. It was none other than Sealed Artifact 2166 being put to use. I feel like I should start playing battle music. I think we're playing this right away. We're jumping straight into it. I'm feeling, it feels like a boss. It already feels like we're going into the fight. Yeah, I think we're gonna play this. It feels very fitting. Good idea. Yeah, we're just going straight into the fight music. Let me find my place. At a distance away, the flying carpet flow. Whoa, that's a little loud for me. Hold up. Definitely too loud for me. Let's adjust this. Wow, that was loud. Good tune. Yeah, hold up. I actually gotta lower the volume a lot for me. Hold up. I actually gotta lower the volume on my end. Oliger jump scare? I can't have the music that loud for me. I think this is good. Canon reaction to Oliger sinking? Like, it sounds about right. It's like, oh shit. Alright, here we go. Okay, the music should hopefully sound better now. If it's too low or too high, you let me know. At a distance away, the flying carpet floated silently in the darkness. As soon as Steel Mavetti and the others saw the mandated punchers appear, they had immediately understood that this was indeed a trap set by Blazing the Nits. That son of a bitch, he actually defeated the Church of Storms. Mavetti growled as mania flashed in his eyes. Blood, Brambles, Hendry looked and calm Squall and sincerely praised him. Fortunately, we weren't careless. In fact, I didn't expect a foolish donkey like Blazing the Nits to cooperate with the Church of Storms, Squall said calmly. Perhaps the injured him was already captured by mandated punchers, and he had no choice but to cooperate with them. Just as they were about to leave, they saw something protruding from the shadows outside. Is it Klein? Protruding outside the shadows of the house of 15 Amirs Avenue, something was sticking to the ground and quickly moving away. Blazing, Steel Mavetti recalled the scenes of his failed ambush. The Nits, Hendry also recognized that the man who tried to escape with him was the magical powers. Squall was taken back for a moment before coming to a realization. Either Blazing the Nits wishes to use this opportunity to escape the mandated puncher's control, or he has other traps to use against us. However, for some reason, the mandated pushers were attracted, so he has no choice but to give up and flee. Regardless, this is an opportunity. Blood Brambles, Hendry glanced at the mandated punchers who had stormed the house. As long as we seize this minute, we'll be able to kick and take away Blazing under the noses of the mandated punchers. Still, Mavetti hopes were momentarily raised as his eyes revealed an abnormal look of mania. After Squall nodded, he said to the other two to be honest, take my zombies and puppets and guard this position. Once the mandated punchers are here, and use them to create chaos and take the opportunity to escape. Yes, boss. The two Beyonder pirates jumped off the flying carpet at the same time with the zombies and puppets. The peacock blue carpet made a turn and shot ahead of Blazing, providing us support mainly be on guard against the surroundings. I'm worried that the Nits has other helpers. Squall seized the moment and said to the Blood Brambles Hendry. A smile appeared on Hendry's pale face. Alright, without saying anything else, Squall nodded at Steel Mavetti. Relying on his advantages from being high in the sky, Mavetti was able to distinguish mostly normal shadows determining the direction of the target. He suddenly jumped off the flying carpet and landed heavily on the ground like a giant boulder. White frost condensed under his feet, and a layer of cold and transparent ice quickly spread to the side. That sounds good. Wait. I realize what he's... The LOTM channel? he added this at the end so it like, I guess doesn't copyright it. I guess that's smart. Canon. I read that right now, right? Yeah, it was pretty accurate, dude. Hold up, make sure I still have soda. I lied. I'm all out. All right, let me find my place. We're gonna continue from right here. Let me continue from right here because I did lose my place. On the flying carpet, Henry showed their good teamwork by dropping what had been held in his hand. There were green leaves, flowers, and brambles. The leaf, petals, and brambles wildly grew in size of joined together, ensnaring blazing the nets, making him immobile. What? He got caught? Or is this like a freaking clone? Squall took the opportunity. Like, I know Klein can use he can make his own paper dummies, but can he do it for others? I don't think we've seen that. Squall took the opportunity to jump off the flying carpet and thrust a sharp scalpel on his right palm towards the knit's neck. Splat. He held onto the handle of the scalpel with his right hand and circled it around the back of this target. The knit's head. Oh, yeah, it has to be. Unless he has his own, like, flame puppet that he can make. The knit's head fell off and his body quickly shrank, turning into a thin, tattered paper figure. Of course, it's Klein. Tattered paper figuring. At the same time, still Mavetti felt an indescribable sense of hunger bearing down on him. Ah, that's so sick, dude. Is it creeping hunger? Oh, shit. It was like a terrifying monster hidden in the darkness, quietly watching him. No, it's not blazing. Just as his thoughts flashed through his mind, an extremely compressed, incandescent fireball flew over from one of the rooftops, smashing towards his body. Still, Mavetti only made one movement, and that was to raise his arm in front of his body. Boom. The flames exploded, and the shockwave radiated in all directions, blocking Squall's and Henry's line of sights. However, they weren't flustered at all, and they had the utmost confidence in Steel. Sure enough, Mavetti only suffered from having his clothes torn and his skin covered in white marks. Apart from that, he hadn't suffered any injuries at all, but at that moment, he suddenly saw a figure walking out of the rolling flames in the sky. It was clearly a black cloak belonging to Blazing the Knits, but it had neatly combed black hair, dark, emotionless eyes, and a thin, cold face. The Knits from before had always been faceless Klein, Gurm and Sparrow, who had always been prepared for the hunt. That's such a good chapter, dude. Oh, that is so hype, bro. Oh, he is hunting, dude. Oh, that is so cool. Oh my god. Why is this Klein persona so badass? Why is Gerben Sparrow so badass, dude? This is so fucking sick. This is so fucking cool. I have like the biggest smile right now. Let me just do my fucking timestamp. Let's go straight into it. We can't talk about this. We just gotta go right in, man. Holy fucking shit. This is so good. It's like, he's ready for a hunt. Oh, and then the fact that like they can like sense creeping hunger, and then like they think it's Klein. Oh, it's so fucking menacing, dude. Hey, are you seeing Klein? Was it? No, he is a badass, but he's even more of a badass now. Like, you know, back then he had his cool, crazy moments. I mean, don't get me wrong, he does. He's always had it day one, but now he's even better, bro. Oh shit, he went from like a Giga Chad to like an Utroski Chad? No, I don't know where I was going with that joke. But it's good, dude. It's good. It's good. I love it. All right, timestamp. Beautiful. We're good. We're ready. Chapter 527 is... There's no way it's a quick battle. Really? Just as he leapt out of the flames, the 2 points of light in the eyes of Klein, who wore gold gloves on his left hand, enlarged in size and changed from dark to bright, as if they were letting the suddenly cut across the sky. After distracting Still Mavetti and company's attention with paper figuring substitutes, he had activated Creeping Hunger and switched to the Interrogator Soul. He planned on using Psychic Piercing beyond her powers. Still Mavetti suddenly cried out miserably. It was as if someone had stabbed a knife into his head, stirring his grayish-white brain. The feeling of pain came from the depths of his soul, instantly occupying his mind. At the same time, his beyond powers erupted from the irritation and turned into a hurricane that spread out in all directions. Suddenly, beautiful snowflakes began to fall from the sky. Layers of translucent ice began spreading outwards, and the trees on both sides of the road was covered with white edges. They withered quickly, revealing traces of decay. The lingering resentments of the remnant spirits was successfully awakened. They sobbed, wailed, and shrieked, causing the nearby area to be dyed with a gray and repressed color. Klein naturally descended from the sky, his left glove shining like the sun. He opened his arms and leaned back as if embracing something. Just as his heels touched the cold ground, a pure, blazing, thick pillar of light descended from above. This holy radiance enveloped Steel Mavetti, illuminating his dark skin, firm muscles, and steel ball-like curly hair. Priest of Light. What? Is this Creeping Hunger? priest of light, light of holiness. Without a sound, Maveti's expression became even more twisted as his skin began to show signs of melting. At this moment, he was like a candle that had been thrown into a burning fireplace. Compared to the corrupted Bishop Malep as a zombie, he was weaker towards such attacks. The damage he took was even more serious. The snowflakes stopped falling and the ice on the ground quickly melted. The trees that had white edges revealed their brown colors. There was no doubt that a powerful beam of light had caught the attention of Blood, Brambles, Hendry, and Squall. The former's expression changed as he reached into the secret pocket and pulled out the materials causing magic. He planned to use his terrain advantage to save Steel Maveti. At this moment, a ravine made purely out of flames suddenly appeared before his eyes. 1, 2, 3, countless fires ravens filled Hendry's field of vision like crimson stars. They flew over from all directions, flapping their wings in the dense, scorching hot formation. Hendry's guard skipped a beat, and his gaze seemed to freeze. He immediately moved his hands elsewhere to grab another type of material. Whoosh. He scattered light blue powder on his body while he chanted an ancient Hermes sea waves. The powder suddenly expanded and turned into the dark blue waves that spread out in all directions. When they met the fire ravens, they made sizzling sounds and created large amounts of white fog. The fire wave from the previous explosion had subsided a little. Through the remnants of the crimson star, Squall saw the Steel Maveti's skin was melting like wax, and his flesh melted. How did it melt? And his flesh melted inch by inch. He saw the unfamiliar man in the black cloak standing next to him. He didn't panic like a cold-blooded viper who had lost its emotions. No freaking way we're taking him out already. He calmly raised his arms and abruptly pressed both of his palms down. In a split second, he saw the thin, grim-faced young man's body sink. His movements had turned slow, as though the wings he used to fly had been snapped. As for Steel Maveti, he began to struggle and roll in order to avoid a second round of Light of Holiness. Immediately following that, Squall noticed that the man had lost his weight and thickness. Once again, he turned into a thin paper figurine, pressed to the ground and invisible force before soaking in the mud that came as a result of melting ice. He is so cool. He's so badass, dude. Clyde phased into existence from another position. He rubbed his right thumb. Wait, what? He rubbed his right thumb and middle finger together and snapped his finger 3 times as he rushed forward. The sunburned-shaped dark golden brooch in front of him flashed continuously as it added purifying elements to his air bullets. Bang, bang, bang. The 3 bullets... Oh, my God. The 3 bullets connected at an extremely fast speed, and the hit of the slowing Steel Maveti in his right chest, penetrating his half-melted skin and flesh, creating an exaggerated, gruesome wound. Golden flames spread in all directions. Squall tossed out scalpels after scalpels, but they were dodged by Klein's deft acrobatic maneuvers. At that moment, Steel Maveti had gotten a breather. With a push of his palm, he stood up once again and charged straight at the enemy, fully displaying his advantages in close combat, as well as his abnormally strong body that could withstand powerful blows. Ice formed under his feet again, and his fist infused a rotting aura. Then once again, he saw 2 bolts of lightning shoot out from Klein's dark brown eyes, shooting into his own. Steel Maveti subconsciously raised his head and clenched his teeth. His nose, mouth, and ears were all leaking blood, adding to his previously melted skin. While shooting the air bullets, Klein had changed his soul, and he used for grazing. It was still interrogator, and it was still psychic piercing. He's still using it. I'm out of spells, not out of bullets. I may be out of spells, but not out of bullets, dude. Against it, Beyonder like a zombie, which had a body as tough as steel, dealing to the damage to the spirit away was far more effective. You know what's crazy? Like, it's crazy seeing how far he's come from Volume 2. When he teamed up with Sharon and Merrick, even that fight was kind of crazy, but it still looked like he wasn't holding back. Like, he still had to be more cunning. And this one, he's just more of a badass. Like, he's just going more all out. Like, I know he had to prepare, right? Because you always have to be a prepared magician. But he didn't need to prepare as much as he's been prepared. Like, as he's been, I'm going all over the place. I can't even fucking think right now. It's amazing seeing how far he's come. I effing love the fights in this. It's so freaking goated, dude. It is so damn hype. And I'm excited to see when it becomes like a high sequence, like Demigod Beyonder. It's gonna be amazing, dude. I lost my place, but it's okay. He took up while repeating the strike. Wait, I think I'm right here. It was still Integrator, and it was still Psychic Piercing. Against a Beyonder like a zombie, which had a body as tough as steel, dealing damage to the spirit body was far more effective. With the repeated strikes, made Steel Maveti's body stiffen. I scrolled down too much. Did I scroll up or down? Dealing damage to the spirit body was far more effective. With the repeated strikes, made Steel Maveti's body stiffen for a short period of time. He lost his shackles of reasoning. Black black firm hair grew from his face one standing at a time, while his teeth and nails... I'm sorry, is he going mad? While his teeth and nails all constantly grew longer. No. Is this his werewolf zombie form? One strand at a time, while his teeth and nails also constantly grew longer. His skin squirmed in a bit to coalesce, turning from black to white. He was like a real crazy zombie who was thirsting for blood. Klein took this opportunity to close in. He bent his body and brushed past Steel Mavetti's shoulder. He then stuffed the item in his hand into the hideous wound that he had created into the man's body. Oh, he's aura farming. It was a bottle with a few ordinary brass bullets, and inside it was a large amount of sun holy water that Klein had prepared in advance. Oof. Klein, who didn't stop, caused Squall's attempt to control him to fall again. With a twist of his heel, he moved behind Steel Mavetti, his back to him. Pow, he raised his right hand and snapped his fingers before Steel Mavetti could pull onto the glass bottle. Bang. A light explosion rang out, and a fiery crimson light sword shattering the already fragile glass bottle. Large amounts of sun holy water inundated Steel Mavetti's body. The infamous pirate, with a bounty of 6,000 pounds, froze where he stood, his throat letting out in an anguishing groan. He plopped to his knees. A dark green gas in his body was pouring out, and this is so cool, dude. Oh, shit, dude. And Chinese culture, zombies have hair. Dude, I'm getting, like, teary-eyed. He is so badass. Thank you. I didn't know that, D. Fun fact. Thank you, man. Oh, shit, dude. Oh, my God. Dispersing into the air. At the sight of this, Squall's eyes darkened. He immediately took out an eye. Like, bro, like, why is Squall hiding in the background? Bro, get in the fight, bro. Go help out your homie. He immediately took out an iron-black charm and muttered a word in ancient Hermes shriek. The charm suddenly cracked and vanished, completing the sacrifices. An invisible sound wave swept outwards like a tsunami, almost successfully drilling into the ears of everyone around. Klein's mind buzzed, the tip of his nose cold. Blood oozed out, and blood brambled Hendry of the flying carpet was in an even more miserable state. His face was twisted and his body convulsed as he fell down, unable to even let out a tragic scream. This is goated, bro. On the contrary, Blazing the Knits, who was far away on the rooftop, wasn't subject to any effect. He happily threw out another blob of highly compressed incandescent fireballs. Like, he's chill. He wasn't subject to any effects. Like, he's just chilling up there, dude. The fireball landed on Henry's body without any resistance and exploded with a loud boom. This is so good, dude. Flesh and blood splattered outwards. Flames wrapped around his fingers, calves, and head before he fell to the ground. The flying carpet that had lost control and slowly settled down. Squall took the opportunity to turn around and run, not hesitating in the slightest. However, he was stunned to discover that the terrifying man who had almost finished off Steel Mavetti within 10 seconds didn't seem to show the slightest signs of being impeded. He had turned around and given chase. How is that even possible? This is his shriek charm created by Admiral. Squall had no time to think over the reasons. He ran as fast as he could down to the other street. At the moment, his head was suddenly hit hard by someone. A tearing pain made his whole body spasm. The lightning in Klein's eyes faded as he raised the right hand and snapped his fingers once more. Bang. An air bullet crossed a distance of about 10 meters and accurately drilled into the back of Squall's head. Squall didn't have the non-human endurance as Steel had. His vision immediately blackened and he slowly fell to the ground. Klein caught up with him in a few steps, reached out his left hand and let the jubilant, creeping hunger enjoy the meal. Come on, dude. Really? Squall didn't have the non-human endurance that Steel had. His vision immediately blackened and he slowly fell to the ground. Klein caught up with him in a few steps, reached out his left hand and let the jubilant, creeping hunger enjoy his meal. Dude, Klein is no longer the weak beyond her volume. Dude, like, it's crazy. In Volume 1, we were scared of, like, Instant Will and Magoose. Now people are scared of Gurman Sparrow. Like, the tables have flipped. He used to be scared of, like, crazy, like, deities and whatnot. Bro, they're gonna be scared of him. Like, for all we know, like, once we reach, like, Endgame or, like, the true creator or, like, the omnipotent creator, they're going to be scared of him. Like, they're going to be scared of Gurman Sparrow. They're going to be scared of the Fool. Dude, this series is so goated, dude. I haven't heard the voice of the true creator. And, look, we're literally speaking of the true creator here. I haven't heard the voice of the true creator before, and I've experienced Mr. Door's call for help. I have great resistance in this aspect, and I can even quickly recover from the shrieking of a wraith, let alone a mere charm. Klein muttered silently to himself as he watched Squall's body be reduced to flesh and blood and plunge into the open mouth of creeping hunger. What the fuck? After a few seconds, creeping hunger, let me rewind this. After a few seconds, creeping hunger came to a satisfied halt halt, and Klein quickly returned to steal Mavetti's side. Not just one meal, but 2 meals? Bro. The zombie had been miserably purged, although his head remained intact. Ugh. Ugh. He was already dead. Where does creeping hunger store all that food? That's what I want to know, man. I want to know how he has such a fast metabolism. I eat like 1 bag of chips and I get fat, bro. Like, how the fuck does creeping hunger do it? Man has a big appetite and still stays like a skinny, sleek arm glove. It's like 1 hand big. It's wild, bro. Yeah, no, I mean, it's like the mouth is basically palm size, right? It's like palm size. On this side, or in the fan art, it says it's right here. Or I think I explained it's like at the palm. It's crazy, dude. Freaking ate a whole person. I lost my place, but it's okay. Klein, I found my place. I lied. Klein took a few steps forward, picked up the peacock blue flying carpet that had fallen to the ground, and he got a new item. He had fallen to the ground, wrapped it around Steele's body, and lifted it. Glancing back at 15 Amir's Avenue, he listened to the communication of rampaging zombies and puppets, and he sensed that the mandated pressures were approaching. Klein, it was literally that easy. Literally, it was that easy. I literally thought he was going to team up with Olger. He didn't even need Olger. I am here. Bro, Romero. He didn't even need Olger for this fight, bro. It was... I'm sorry, my audio's spiking. It was so good. Literally 30 minutes. No, it's all good, bro. The fight literally ended in like 30 minutes. Imagine when this gets animated. Anime of the year. Anime of the decade. Donghua of the decade. You just miss easy praising the true creator. No, I said we're going to kick his ass, bro. The true creator is going to be scared of the fool. Like, everybody's, like, all these mandated pushers, everybody's freaking scared of German Sparrow. And he's only a mid-sequence Beyonder, bro. Just imagine when he's when he reaches sequence 0, my man's gonna rule the world, bro. He's literally gonna take over everything. I mean, I don't think he's gonna rule over the world, but, like, everybody's gonna be scared of him, dude. Oh, it's gonna be so good, bro. Klein rubbed his fingers. I don't even think that's where I was. Glancing back at 15 Amir's Avenue, he listened to the commotion of the rampaging zombies and puppets. As he sensed that the mandated punches were approaching, Klein pulled his head over his head, bowed slightly in the direction in the salute. Klein rubbed his fingers, and all of the paper fragments around him were set ablaze, producing crimson red columns of fire. What is this aura? Under the light of the fire, his body turned illusory, and he vanished from where he stood, with the items turning into shadow. We see Olger Klein. Yeah, dude. It was... I thought they were going to team up, bro. He didn't even need Olger. Olger's still waiting down there in the basement, dude. And now they're going to think, like, hey, everybody died because of your info. He's like, well, I still get paid, right? He's going to be like, I still get paid regardless, right? As for the Beyonder characteristics of Squall and Henry, which were slowly coming into existence, he didn't take a look, nor did he pay any... Oh, he didn't take them. Nor did he pay any attention to them. Greed would cause him to fall into an unnecessary danger. All right, that's true. You have to remember your principles. You have to adhere. Greed would cause him to fall into unnecessary danger. Besides, the harvest he had reaped now was already sufficient. After leaving some of the mandated pushers to deal with the rampaging zombies and puppets, the parts who had been damaged by his companions and the Beyonders adventurers who were caught, Cordoba Roy led the rest of the team and rushed over. However, all they saw were scattered corpses, scalpels, and withered trees on the street. So hyped, dude. They could distinguish the receding aura of the sun, as well as an evil sensation that came from the depths of the flesh and blood. What a hype chapter. This next chapter is called Grazing. It should literally be called Glazing. Like, come on, man. Enough said, dude. Bro got deleted. Dude, this guy got yeeted out of existence, bro. All right, timestamp. Next chapter, Pure Aura. It's so fucking good. What a good chapter, man. This is... It's crazy to me to think that now... Oh, I'm reading that wrong. It's crazy to me that Klein is not technically stronger than Olger. It's wild. Like... I remember in the beginning, I was like, oh, Olger's a big shot. Like, he's pretty high. He's a pretty high sequence. I'm like, no, wait. He's still down there waiting. Not gonna lie, this volume is my top 3. I see why people say this is top 3. Like, some people are saying, like, oh, volume 3 isn't even on my top 3. But I can see, like, for me, example, this is on my top 3. I mean, yes, I've only read 3. This is, like, already top 3, you know? Even in the future. The reason it's top 3 is because the aura in this volume is so strong. German Sparrow is such a goated persona for Klein. It's so good. It's so out of character, but like deep down inside, this is like who he wants to be, bro. It's so good. I also have a theory. I should say my quick theory right here. Aura farming is real. All right, hold up. 528. Okay, before I forget, my quick theory as I'm taking notes in Volume 2. I'm almost done. I only need 30 more chapters and I'm done with my Volume 2 notes and I can condense everything. But when it was going over the whole thing of the Angel family and Amon and Adam, this and so far, and like, and then it brings up the Abyss, and then it brings up like, what's the connection from the Abyss to City of Silver? And Klein recalled Gustav Rosel looking into the Abyss, and he's like, did he find the Abyss? Now I'm thinking, if he saw the Abyss, would he have been tempted to go into the Abyss? And if he was tempted to go into the Abyss, did he go mad and lose control? And then they faked his death? Because it seems kind of weird. Even Klein has brought it up. It feels very weird how like he just got killed. And there's no more sudden info. I'm over here speculating that maybe he lost control when he went through the Abyss or whatever. Or like, you know, the Abyss tempted him. He went mad or whatever. And then the Hermit Order covered it up. That's all I got. It's kind of crazy, man. Like, you reread shit and you're like, hold up. You start thinking more about it. And you're like, like his death, it seems a little too coincidental, you know? And there's one thing we've learned in this series. No such thing as a coincidence. But that's all I got. That's all I got. I don't think that's going to happen. Maybe he was killed. No. I'm coping. No. There has to be more behind it. But that's all I got. That's all I got. That's all I was thinking about the other day. That's literally what I was thinking about a few hours ago. Well, let me fix my timestamp. Let me make it a little bit better. I cannot spell. I'll just type Gustav Theory. Just so I don't forget. But for now, next chapter. You guys ready? All right, the next chapter is called 528. And it is called Glazing. I mean grazing. But it can also be called glazing. And in actuality, this chapter should have been called Glazing. Because that's all we're doing. It was early in the morning and the sky had just brightened up slightly. Most of the alleys were dark and quiet. With the aid of the knit's cloak, Klein blended into the shadows and quickly moved out. He felt as if the surroundings were grayish, black, and transparent with the reality being blurred. All sounds seemed to come from the depths of the starry sky, empty and distant. After staying as far away as the merest avenue as possible, he acquired the bearing and grew. One out from the shadows, he appeared in the empty alley filled with broken stones. Klein's hand shook, throwing Stu Movetti's pecan blue flying carpet out in front of him. He wanted to finish the grazing before Movetti's spirit body began dissipating. Throwing away the flying carpet, he took a step forward, stretched out his left hand, and extended his 5 fingers, aiming from above the corpse that was still warm. Creeping hunger revealed its original appearance, a thin material that looked like it was made up of a human skin. 2 eyes had split open in the middle of its palm. Its pupils were bright red as though they were dyed in blood. Whoosh. A bone-chilling breeze suddenly blew through the alley. It swirled around Stu Movetti's corpse, twisting into an almost transparent human figure. One could vaguely see thick lips and curled hair that resembled steel beads. Movetti's spirit body wore an abnormally pained expression as he tried his best to resist the suction of creeping hunger. As for the grayish, white, and blackish green dots of light, they were like a surging galaxy quickly flying out from his body and merging into transparent figures. No. Damn. That's good, dude. All right, let me play this. Since the fight ended already, we'll just play some Expedition music. That's crazy, dude. He's come so far. Not gonna lie, I'm kind of proud that you've been updating the chapter without me needing to remind you with my absence, Misty. Hey, man, I'm trying to keep you proud, man. I'm trying to keep you proud, bro. We've come a long way. Is that Praise the Fool playing in the background? Yes. As a matter of fact, it was. All right, but let's keep reading. Yes, it was. Yeah, we're playing down in the background. Let me find my place. I found my place. I'll raise the volume for you guys since you guys can't hear it. I'll try and keep it low. We'll try and keep it a little bit low. You guys ready? Now we can continue. Found my place. Yeah, I think today the plan was 5 chapters. Short and sweet. But actually, hold up. Hold up. I don't know if I'm gonna end in 30 minutes. Hold up. Let me just check something. Just give me 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Hold up. Bear with me. Hold up. Sorry. Bro, I just got here. No, you're okay. We're chill. Oh shit. Hold up. I might end it in 30 minutes. Give me 2 seconds. Hold up. I'll be right back. Hold up. I think I might just do one more chapter. Hold up. I'm so sorry. Bear with me. Just give me 1 sec. Okay, I actually lied. We're gonna do one more chapter. Wait, he's crashing out? Wait, what'd I miss? Read SSS, Mysterious Fool, try something new. Should we do a watch party when the Dunkwall comes out? I think that's what we're gonna do. Why is Romero crashing out? Tired crash out? Hi. I think we're gonna do one more chapter. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I think we're just gonna do 3 chapters. But the good thing is, tomorrow we're gonna do a long streamer. We're gonna do a long stream to make up for this. So you guys better be free tomorrow. Never? Username returning to Discord? Okay, let's finish this chapter with a bang. Rip? I know, I apologize, guys. But we're gonna finish. I woke up for stream and missed most of it. Nice stream is good. I'm so sorry, Romero, because I know for you right now it's like 2, 3 in the morning, dude. I apologize, man. I'm so sorry. If it helps, here's Ellie. If it makes you feel better. I'm free until I find a job. Look, if it helps you guys that we're ending right now. Well, if it helps that we're going to end after this chapter, I brought Ellie. She missed you guys. She's like, I miss chat. I miss hanging out with everybody. I miss hanging out with our mods. I miss hanging out with all our new members. Thank you, Beck. It's like, I miss you guys. This is good for me, actually. I was just going to read, so I'm good. Okay. Hi. Hey. You want to hang out with me? Ellie wants Moral to him. She does want Moral to him. Which is why we're going to be reading more tomorrow. We haven't praised Ellie much lately. I know. Yeah, recently I noticed she doesn't like hanging out when I'm reading on the computer. So I just kind of let her out. Vec just showed up too. Yeah, I know. I noticed. He said he just joined, right? Hey. I'm going to read one more, okay? Hi. Wait. Here. You want to hang out with me for one more chapter, Ellie? I was actually going to sleep. All right, we're just gonna read one more chapter. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's like a 1 hour. It was like a 1 hour stream. I apologize, guys. But we're gonna finish strong. We're gonna finish strong nonetheless. Oh look, Ellie, take a nap. Yeah, good girl. Good girl. Lay right there. All right. Let me raise this. All right. So we're going to finish this chapter strong. A bone-chilling breeze suddenly blew through the alley. It swirled around Steel Maveti's corpse, twisting into an almost transparent human figure. One could vaguely see thick lips and curled hair that resembled steel blades. I read this part. Maveti let out a soulless scream and already began being too late to beg for mercy. All he could do was desperately slip into human skin glove, becoming attached to an empty figure and revealing his bionic characteristics that connected with the environment to a certain extent. This connection determined what powers would be usable when... Oh, is this how we determine? So it's not at random anymore. This connection determined what powers would be usable when grazing Steel Maveti's soul. Perhaps it would be 1, 2, but no more than 3 powers. Klein had no choice over the number and details before they became fixed, that it was purely random. Creeping hunger quickly blanketed its paleness and finally returned to its former disguised state, a pale black glove. Klein closed his eyes and sensed the change for a few seconds before letting out a profound sigh. Yeah, I forgot it's random, but I remember the only thing a Zik change was like its appetite, right? Where like it'll consume the user. Yeah, that was the only thing he sealed. Okay, so all the other like properties and effects is still the same. He had succeeded in acquiring 3 beyond powers belonging to Steel Maveti, but he didn't receive what he wanted the most. A body as hard as steel, which was impervious to gunfire, flames, or a certain degree of explosives and tenacity, vitality. Ellie, stop it. That's gross. The first is the power of a zombie, which allows me to unleash a critical attack, making up for my previous flaws of only having a nimble combat style. The Oh, that sounds good. Chapter number change? We forgot to update it, huh? No, we're still on 28. No, we're still on 8. You guys caught me. Yeah. For a second I thought it was unhinged. I thought Unhinged was trolling me. You guys got me, dude. All right, let me reread this part again then. The first is the power of zombie, which allows me to unleash a critical attack, making up for my previous flaws of only having a nimble combat style. The second is mastery over ice, although... Ice? The second is mastery over ice, although it's impossible to condense an ice sphere or create a blizzard like that of a demoness pathway to inflict a direct attack. I can freeze the surrounding ground, lower the temperature of the air, and effectively affect the movement of my enemy. If there's any physical contact, then I can even freeze the enemy's body or stiffen his flesh and blood. It is a perfect match for my combat ability. The third is the manipulate. He can manipulate zombies now. The third is the manipulation of zombies' head. I no longer need to be afraid of not being able to have partners for a round of cards. I understood that reference. Klein thought for a moment, then he bent down to inspect the items with Steel Maveti's person. Wait, so for example, if he were to fight in a cemetery again and throw Zik's copper whistle and lure in zombies, he can use Creeping Hunger's ability to take control and then just aggro them or like throw them to their enemies instead of like just fighting over Zik's copper whistle. That is so cool, dude. That is such an no such thing as convenient. But that is such an inconvenient randomized ability that he just got from Steel Maveti. That is he has to do that at one point. He quickly found 26 pounds and he got money. He's living the good life right now. He quickly found 26 pounds, 11 soles, 8 pence in cash, as well as a collection of strange things that seemed normal, such as candles, clips, and a thorny whip, and so on. Considering the fact that Steel Maveti was a member of the Royal School of Thought and belonged to the type of people who indulge in their desires, Klein vaguely understood what was going on. Spitting on the ground, he only took the cash. Werewolf has supernatural healing powers. Zombie has ability like steel. There really is no need for him to carry any healing-related medicine or items. It is as the Nits concluded, Maveti doesn't have any mystical items. That's right, mystical items are few in numbers to begin with. Many have clear flaws and negative effects. Not everyone can have one, even if they want one. Previously in the group consisted of a wraith, zombie, and a werewolf. There were only 2 mystical items, Scarlet Lunar Corona and biological poison bottle. Klein nodded and took out a folded piece of paper. I'm sorry if you can hear like Ellie sniffing the mic. Can you guys hear it? Can you guys hear that? You gotta chill, Ellie. He unfolded the yellow piece of paper and placed it on his body. Steel Maveti's covering his face. Ellie ASMR. We'll have an Ellie ASMR stream. Go ahead, Ellie. I don't think it's picking it up. Faintly. She smells the fear. She smells the fear. He unfolded the yellow piece of paper and placed it on the body of Mavedi, covering his face. It was a bounty notice of a portrait of Mavedi and the corresponding bounty reward, 6,000 pounds. Klein straightened up, took a step back, and stepped on the peacock blue carpet and pulled out a paper. He just literally uses it. Peacock blue carpet and pulled out a paper figurine paw. With a swung of his arm, his wrist shook and the paper figurine was thrown out. It burst into flames before scattering into ashes. Soon after, he phased into a shadow and dispersed into the alley along with items. 2 or 3 minutes later, Roy rushed over with a portion of Mandarin Puncher's team just in time to see a cool breeze blow up the bounty notice, revealing Stu Mavedi's dissolving... Ow, Ellie, hold up with the mic. Dissolving flesh and blood. His eyes wide open, whoosh. The bounty notice fell to the side and remained facing up. Having lost his track of the target, Corboda and the others silently brought Steel. They bring his corpse back. They bring Steele's corpse back to the area where the battle had just taken place. Glancing at the team members who were inspecting the site, the Deccan Corboda restrained his emotions and asked in a deep voice, "A believer of the sun, finally home so I can watch my favorite LTM creator." Thank you, Bullseye. Can't hear? Thank you, man. That means the world to me, dude. Thank you, guys. This was the most important question for him and his diocese. The mandated pressure team member responded for finding clues via supernatural means to recreate the truth wasn't beyond of the storm pathway. But his sequence 7 knowledge keeper, correct, Ellie? Corresponding to reader, also known as detective. I need to reread this part. Let me let Ellie out. The other day, someone mentioned a content creator. I think it was like a Spanish content creator that was reading LOTM. And I left a comment. I'm like, oh man, that's so cool. I love reading it, this and that. And then somebody responded like, what the fuck is a English LOTM content creator doing here? And I was like, whoa, you talking about me? It's like, dude, that means the world to me that you recognize me. It's like, oh shit, that's pretty cool. I thought that was pretty sick. Yeah, I forgot what the guy's name was, but you guys mentioned it before. Like, oh, this guy reads it in Spanish, but like he doesn't read it every day, but he reads like Tibet and the other ones every day. And I left a comment based, and he's like, oh shit, it's that one English content creator. I'm like, hey, yeah, that's me, dude. It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool when somebody said that. Very territorial. It was pretty cool when they said that. Like, yo, what the fuck is he doing here? Like, that's an English content creator. It's like, that's pretty sick. It's like, yeah, they noticed me. All right, but let me reread this part. Let's reread from here, because I completely zoned out as I was trying to let Ellie out, and I read this whole paragraph. The mandated and Punisher team member responsible for finding clues via supernatural means to recruit the truth wasn't a Beyonder of the Storm pathway, but a Sequence 7 knowledge keeper corresponding to reader, also known as detective. What did like ike insert come back out of nowhere or whatever? He didn't rush to answer, but instead he came over and squatted down to examine Mavedi's corpse. After a while, he looked up and said, "It's not a believer of the sun, probably a result of using the powers of a mystical item." Reason? Corbda asked with a frown. The mandated Punisher said, "There's an evil feeling within that stems from the flesh and blood. One of the corpses was devoured in such a manner, leaving only body traits of an item. If it's a sun believer, they wouldn't do something like that, even if they relied on an item. To them, things in the domain of the true creator are sacrilegious and require immediate purification of sealing. They likely wouldn't borrow its powers." That is true. After thinking for a few seconds, no fucking shot they think he's the Aurora Order. Cordoba agreed with the conclusion and asked, "Someone from the Aurora Order..." Oh, okay, no. No, a real Rose Bishop or Shepherd wouldn't act so crudely. They'll definitely wrap the corpse within their body and deal with the scene after departing. There's no reason to dismember the body on the spot. It's a waste of time and also leaves a bunch of items that can be considered valuable. To devour them in such a rush, it resembled that of the negative effects of a mystical item, the Knowledge Keeper said calmly. No way. It's like, oh shit. Coolingus is back, right? A mystical item that possesses the power of both the sun and secret supplicant domain. Perhaps it's something with the powers like that of the Shepherd Berg. What's your take? Yeah. As a Deccan, Corbida had the clearance to know of a shepherd and their special abilities. As for the Knowledge Keeper knowing it was a result of the position in the team, the other mandatory pushers had no idea what they were talking about. Knowledge Keeper Berg stood up. It's all possible. Come on, this is sick, dude. Yeah, this is so good, dude. Why they always telling my homies they wrote order? Like, bro, we took out that whole group back in Backland, bro. What are you talking about, Romero? We took out that whole group over there, bro. all your homies are gone, bro. There ain't no more homies in Backland to go back to, dude. Berg shook his head. There's no suspect for the time being. Ooh. But one thing can be confirmed. Blood Brambles was killed by Blazing the Nits. The other person is his helper. A rather terrifying powerhouse that's not weaker than a pirate admiral. Come on. A terrifying powerhouse. Corb. I can't even pronounce his name. Those are my homies. Well, they always... Your homies are gone, bro. They ain't there anymore. I missed them. Let me see if I can pronounce his name. Cordoba, expression turned grave as he muttered under his breath. Following that, his eyes lit up. Could it be Edwina? She can simulate some beyond her powers, which she has seen before. Was it confirmed that Admiral Edwina was a shepherd? I think it was, right? Back in Volume 2? Yeah, I think it was. Knowledge Keeper Berg pondered for a moment and then said, we can't rule out the possibility, but our intelligence shows that she was in the vicinity of the Sony Island after a few days ago. Unless she can simulate a corresponding ability and use the spirit world to travel here. I noticed that title drop. Travel. Traveler. Maybe we're going to run into a very prominent traveler on top of Klein traveling the seas, and maybe that's the meaning behind this volume title? We'll find out. Corbetta paced back and forth, looked around, and said, deal with the scene and don't bring this to the attention of nearby residents. I'll submit the mission report and let's hope that we receive more effective information. This involved a powerhouse whose combat powers was equivalent to at least a Sequence 5. He could only restrain his irascible mood? I cannot read that. Something mood and make the most rational decision. Inside Old Queen's house in basement with a heavy stone door, sealed door shut, Olger was sitting on the low bed, quietly looking at the candles on the table when his vision blurred. He saw the gray fog enemy along with the fool sitting on a high chair overlooking everything. A blurry silhouette appeared before the hands clasped before his face had said in a poised tone, Honorable Mr. Fool, the matter has come to a successful conclusion. The matter has come to a successful conclusion. This involves Stu Mavetti and several other Beyonders. The world sure is effective at handling matters. His strength is stronger than I expected, as expected of a blessed Mr. Fool. He might be able to sell another Beyonder characteristic at the Terror Club, maybe even more than one. How did he get around the effects of Sealed Artifact 237? The uniqueness of his God's Blessed? A thought flashed through Olger's mind, and he instinctively thanked Mr. Fool. Then he took out a small metal bottle and smeared mint extract on the tip of his nose. A strong, irritating odor sneaked out into his head, instantly making Olger become abnormally clear-headed. At some point in time, a white gaze mask appeared in his hands, and he had poured the full moon essence oil onto it, and methodically putting on his mask. Olger, oh, the mask he bought. Wait, no, I thought Audrey bought the mask. This is a different mask. After methodically putting on his mask, Olger stood up and walked slowly to the heavy door. With a stared series of movements, he retrieved a sealed metal jar from the inside of his clothes, twisted his mechanical switch, and pulled out a tube. Then he stuffed the tube into the crevice of the stone door and extended it out. Without a sound, the gas inside the metal container started to emanate. This was the sanguine and... Oh, the gas. Oh, he's putting them all to sleep. Oh, and the mask. Ah, it's a gas mask. This was the sanguine anesthetic gas provided by the moon Emlyn. It can knock out strong commoners, sequence 9 Beyonders with strong bodies, and even higher sequences who are lacking in their constitution. Even if Old Quinn can resist the gas, he would still be significantly affected. As for the helpers and friends, Olger leaned against the stone door and waited patiently. When nearly a third of the gas was dispersed from the jar, he pulled the tube back and closed the switch. He turned around and listened to attentively before receiving a satisfactory answer. Olger revealed a faint smile. He rapidly converged his aura and compressed it inside him. Suddenly, the muscles on his body bulged and he threw a punch forward. Raging blow? Shit, dude. Olger's such a badass, too. Hold up. We can't go sleeping on Olger, bro. He's sick, too, dude. Raging blow bang. The iron lock of the heavy door stone directly shattered and the door itself opened up. Olger withdrew his fist and walked out. All he had to do was punch a metal door. Olger withdrew. Damn, Wait. This is the... Hold up. This is the first time we've seen Olger, like, use like any abilities in and of itself. I know at the end of Volume 1, when he got to Backland, he held a guy down, right? He's like, hey, it's me, I'm back, and whatnot. But this is the first time where he's like physically fighting. Well, not fighting. He's not fighting the door, but like he's punching something. This is sick, dude. We've come such a long way. The iron lock of the heavy stone door directly shattered and the door itself opened up. Olga withdrew his fist and walked out, leaving only the sleepless figures outside. Oh, wait. We have author's note. Oh, that was it. Hold up. Author's note. Creeping hunger has 2 modes. Grazing and devour. We know of devouring. Devouring is when you eat. So grazing is where you just obtain the abilities at random. Grazing and devouring. The former targets the soul and beyond her characteristics, while the latter targets the flesh and blood. Oh, that's cool. Devouring targets the flesh and blood, where you eat them, and grazing targets the soul and beyond her characteristics. So it's like you're eating the ability, and then like one is you eat the flesh, and the other is like eating the soul to obtain the abilities. That's such a cool little note. That is so sick. Such a fucking good volume. Such a fucking goated volume. Holy shit, man. This series is goated. I'm sorry we only streamed for an hour. But luckily, we're definitely streaming more than 3 hours tomorrow. Hopefully. 2 to 4 hours tomorrow. But, oh, it's good. Let me update this so we have it ready for tomorrow. It's good, dude. Praise the full. Dude, praise the full indeed, dude. One gets fuel and the other habilitates. Make up for it. Praise the full. We will make up for it tomorrow. For the 1 hour, we are adding 1 hour to tomorrow's stream. So whenever I said, all right, guys, we're done, you got to be like, you better fucking lock in for 1 more chapter. Or you better lock in for 1 more hour, dude. You fucking promised us. I got you guys. Definitely very quickly changed to hopefully there. Definitely very quickly changed to hopefully there. Alright, but we're gonna end there. Yeah, no, I'm sorry we had a short and sweet stream today. But those 3 chapters were fucking badass, dude. I'm not even gonna lie. I know we only read 3 chapters today, but those were 3 fucking goated chapters. That was good. Olger is still badass, even though he didn't really do anything. I thought he was going to team up with Klein. It's crazy seeing how Klein literally one-handed all of them. You better not be scamming me about tomorrow. No, I won't. It's crazy, though, how he literally took them all on, and the Nitz was just, like, up there. He's like, this is the Nitz in the background. That's it. He's just hiding up there. He's just hiding up there away from everything. He's like, he's just hanging out, drinking his tea and whatnot. And then fucking German Sparrow's down there in the fray, and he literally just 1v1 everybody. Damn. Damn, that was good, dude. And then Olga's like, all right, my job is done. That was goated, bro. How you feeling about this volume for the last 2 now? This is the best start. Hands down, I think volume 3 is the best volume so far. I don't know if I'm being biased. Okay, I lied. I'm being 100% biased. All right, I gotta be honest with you guys. I'm 100% biased because my favorite item in all of Volume 1 was fucking Creeping Hunger. You guys know my favorite pathway in all of Lord of Mysteries up until this point. Because you guys say once we get a high sequences and whatnot, then it's like a whole nother game in of itself. But like Shepherd is hands down my favorite pathway because you just take literally from everything. Like that's such a cool premise. Like, I know people won't say it's, like, a unique premise, because a lot of other series have already done that before. Like, oh, you just take their abilities and you copy them. Secret Supplicant, yes. It's so freaking good. Shepherd is low-key the best pathway. I mean, not Shepherd, but Secret Supplicant is so far, like, up there in the tier list. Creeping Hunger is literally the best sealed artifact. Well, hold up. Best is a strong word. I mean, it's one of the best sealed artifacts when it comes to aura farming. He mispronounces monster. Hibadoon. I don't even monster. You mean it's the best pathway? You mispronounce monster. I apologize. Well, look, as of right now, monster can be pretty busted for all we know. Like with Will Ossipton and Snake of Mercury and like him like in the fucking belly of the woman. Like who knows where that's going. We prisoners are also good. Join us. Prisoners is pretty good. Especially how so far I think some of my favorite characters come from there. Literally, Merrick and Sharon are pretty cool. I like them. I think they're pretty unique characters. Like, I wouldn't mind Sharon or Merrick joining the Terror Club. Look. These are, like, on my list of future Terror Club members, this is what I got. Sorry, I'm gonna ramble for like 5 more minutes before Windstream. On our list, we got Sharon. Sharon joins the club. Sharon or Merrick, one or the other can join the club. Personally, I want Sharon to join the club. Trissy better fucking join the club at this point because of her whole setup with Volume 2. If we can get someone known as Cheek join the Terror Club has become a lot more, not sinister. It's going to be a lot more terrified in the future, and people are going to want to give up information a lot more willingly. So those two are going to join. Leonard has to join because Klein can't just go back and join the Nighthawks for all this Nighthawk info. He's going to need someone to gather intelligence, right? So Leonard is going to fill in that gap. If it's not Leonard, it's going to be Crescent Sesamir. So Trissy joins because now we have people from the Demonist side on the Terror Club. Leonard or Crescent Sesamir joined to get all our info from the Nighthawks that Klein didn't have access to because he was still low sequence. Insiders everywhere, exactly. And then we have Merrick or Sharon join, right? And then we get more info from their side of the Beyond Our World. And who else would join? I don't know who else is going to join. Oh, speaking of monocles, I think Amon is going to join. I think Amon could join. I think Amon can join the Terror Club. We know he knows of the Fool right now through Derek and whatnot. Is he evil? Shit. Has he been set up as evil? I wouldn't say evil. I feel like his goal right now is very ambiguous because we don't know what he wants to do. You do not. I don't know if I should read the whole thing. Hold up, Cammy. I don't know. It's kind of. I don't know if it's being ambiguous. Hold up. I want to read the whole thing, Cammy. Just in, like D deleted it before I read the whole thing. You don't want him. I don't know if you don't want. I don't know if you mean I don't want him to join for like a good reason. Like maybe he joins and he turns everybody into mushrooms. I don't know, man. I don't know. Invites everybody in the Terror Society. Oh no. I don't know if Terror Society is gonna. I don't know. That doesn't sound right. It should be Terror Club. Terror Club, it sounds more personal and whatnot, man. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm not saying whether he joins or not. I know. But for now, he doesn't seem good news. And in Volume 1, Trissy was not good news. But the more I see of Trissy, the more I'm like, I feel like we can get a lot of useful information out of her. And I know Klein doesn't like Trissy, right? Because she literally killed a friend. She literally killed someone from the Quelling Club. And like for that, we can't forgive her. But we can still get info out of her. He's great news, trust me. We'll find out. I don't know, man. I'm excited. Volume 3, Trissy, yeah, for the information. Definitely. We need all the demoness information we could get out of her. Trissy Cheek, amen. But I don't know, man. Who knows? Who knows where the series goes? For the benefits, yes, we get so much more info and lore on the primordial demoness. Then we get to find out, like, through her, when she becomes a high sequence beyond her, like, why the primordial demoness has a man's name. Oh, wait, no. Klein basically figured it out. He basically said the primordial demoness reached godhood through potions primarily, because since it was a man's name, he would have had to gone through the potions, right? Trissy and Audrey interacting would be interesting. I feel like that would be an interesting combination. And you know what's crazy? I really shouldn't pay too close attention to the song of The Fool, because I feel like if we hear it enough, I'll be able to pick up on all the female voices, and then I can count how many female voices are. But the one thing we know is Olger sings at some point in the middle. But look, here, just for fun. That's Olger. That's Olger. I didn't read what Zet said. No, it's okay if it was a spoiler. I didn't read anything. You're good. That's Olger. That's Audrey. Next is Derek. That's Derek. Next has to be For's voice. Oh, that's For's? Oh, hold up. Wait, she sounds beautiful. What the fuck? Emlyn White's next, right? Or does it loop back to Olger? Hold up. Oh, it's such a good song. God. Come here. This is such a good song. It's crazy. I first reacted to this song before I knew shit of Lord of Mysteries. I don't know anything about Lord of Mysteries when I first heard this. Not gonna lie, I don't know the order. I think that's it. Oh, that's Emlyn. That has to be Emlyn's voice. That had to have been Emlyn's voice. Quick question. Do you have any plans to continue? I do want to continue it. Bro, have you seen the lyrics up there? People told me to avoid the lyrics. People told me to avoid the lyrics because of spoilers. But yeah, dude, I do plan to continue Shadow Slave, man. It just... The problem I'm facing right now is... Both series in total are like 2,000 chapters. Like, if we take into account COI, Lord of Mysteries is like easily over 2,000 chapters. And then Shadow Slave is also over 2,000 chapters. I know if I split both evenly, it'd take me even longer to finish LOTM or SSS. Not too long series about... Yeah, so I feel like it's a bad idea. But I mean, like, one thing I could do for now is try and do Shadow Slave weekly. Like, once a week. But then I feel like that's still better than nothing, right? I know it's going to feel a lot slower than LOTM, but I feel like that's better than nothing. Remembering 2 lores at the same time is not a good... Yeah, and I know that's also not a good idea. And I feel like if I'm only doing like an hour a week, potentially ending in 3,500... Whoa, that's long. All right. Wait, let me do a quick pause. We'll do a quick jump. Make sure this is updated. No, don't read the lyrics. Yeah, I know. Oh, yeah, don't worry. I'm not going to read the lyrics. Wait, what was that username? Oh, wait, bro, have you seen the lyrics? I do want to avoid the lyrics, at least for now. Quick question. Derek, by the way, they're bringing people to make the language real for the game. Oh, what the fuck? That's sick. You know who they should bring in? The people that helped create the language for oh my god. I forgot who was the dude that they brought in for the Avatar movie that made the whole language of the people that lived on Pandora, and then they brought them back in to do the language for I forgot what other movie. No, that's Derek. Oh, you think I was Derek? I know the order, and you got all of them. Bet. He hasn't seen translate. Yeah, I want to avoid the lyric version just for spoilers. Don't read the lyrics. Not 2 song series. Truly, they are long as F. Should do invisible. Yeah, I think what I might do is a short series. You can't until you read all of book 1. Remembering 2 lores. Shadow Slave is still ongoing. I've been reading My House of Horrors. It's really good, but it's over 1,000 chapters. As far as I know, the lyrics don't have spoilers, but some videos show the characters at the moment they sing, and that could be a spoiler. Oh, okay. So yeah, we'll be. Yeah, that's why I'm just watching this one, where it's literally just a gray fog in the background. That's pretty much it. So I'm pretty good. I wanted the Navi and Avatar to lose. Fucking. You wanted the Navi to lose. What the fuck? Remember, man, you're definitely sounding like a true creator believer right there. That's not good, man. You're sounding like a true creator believer right there. Where's the LSC catch up? Dude, I fell behind on LSC. It's like the only reason I have been doing mono reactions, because when I do mono reactions, after I have to private the stream and then I have to go back, edit it, and then put a filter and then upload it. Yeah, the blue people for Avatar. Yeah, the Navi. By the way, we saw the anime for LSC announcement. Yeah, I saw what you guys sent me that on Discord. I don't know if that was real. Is that real? Because that's fucking goated if it is. Ooh, then we can do LSC anime reactions because we've read everything, and then we can be that one YouTuber that jumps the gun and does the manhwa versus anime. That could be us right here, dude. That could be us. I sent you. Yeah, no, you sent it. Was you, right, that sent it to me? Okay. Yeah, I was looking at that. I was like, what the fuck? That's crazy. Damn. I'll double check then right now. Humanity was meant to inherit the stars. Damn. When I'm being a horrible person, competition, and my opponents are remember. Just remember, he said he wanted the Navi to win. I didn't say that. I'm not endorsing that, by the way. He's on the true believer propaganda. Easy planning his next move like instant will. Yeah, we are, man. All right, well, I'm gonna leave it there, okay, guys. I'm gonna head out. But here, hold up. Let's do our outro before I forget. Bro, who knows when? I'm still waiting for the Lanta Saga anime. I don't remember which one that one is. But before I end stream, thank you guys for tuning in. Sorry it was only like an hour today. Peace out. Have a beautiful day. Thank you to all our new members. I know $1's a lot, so you guys don't have to do what you want. Completely. They're cooked. When the first episode of No One comes out, it will surpass the mono LMAO. Alright, but I'll leave it there, man. Thank you guys. Thank you to all our beautiful mods for always tuning in, helping out the stream. Thank you to everybody that's always tuning into the stream. Thank you guys. Have a beautiful day. And we will be back tomorrow on Friday. Alright, see you there. Lights. Peace. Oh wow, guys! Hold up. You guys can still hear me, by the way. I almost farted, so I'm gonna mute the mic now. All right, later, guys.